Ghana's very own star boy, Mohammed Kudus, just walking us through his journey from where he started and where he is now, currently with West Ham United, the Hammers. This season is 22 appearances, or 25 in all competitions, 3 goals, 2 assists. It's not been like what we saw from him in the first season. We want to ask why. What is happening to Mohammed Kudus? The guys are here. Let me introduce them. I've got Yaya Minta, as always, my leading striker today. Yeah, you can liken his height to Peter Crouch, maybe. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, but I prefer Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Oh, Zlatan?
Yeah, Zlatan.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Peter Crouch is a bit on the high side because he was like,
the height is insane.
He was like 6'8", 6'7", yeah.
Wow.
Zlatan was 6'5", yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's more closer to Zlatan than Peter Crouch.
Great stuff.
Besides, I like Zlatan's style
I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah.
He had a brief stint to United, so I understand. Let's talk about another taller, Kwame Amin Bafo. He's making his first appearance 2025. We've not abandoned you, my brother. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I wouldn't say what I said off air.
No, what you said off air should remain there.
I would say
it should remain there. But how is it going, though?
I've been good.
You've been good, yeah?
I've been good.
Great stuff. It's good to have you guys.
Great to be back.
Let's start off the conversation. Just quick thoughts on Kudus. Let me start off with you, Kwame. On Kudus this season, I thought that given what he did last season, and I think he would, I wouldn't say replicate, but some way, somehow live up to that expectation a bit. I don't know what you make about him this season.
I mean, you have to situate the Kudus conversation within the context of the team West Ham.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make an argument or you can't make a point about Kudus, the form that he had last season, and thinking that he's going to translate or, I mean, ante the form that he had last season into this season. The team West Ham have had their own set of difficulties.
Yeah.
So, and there is that thing. I mean, usually some would say, oh, when the team is struggling, there is sometimes one player or 2 players
that would shine
or try to, be the shining star, as you've seen in some teams. But there is also that possibility that when the team drops off generally, there is a tendency that even the key players are likely to drop off. And Kudus was one of the key players for West Ham last season. And he dropping off and a few other players also dropping off has had significant effect on the team as a whole. And it all starts from changing the manager. I mean, people seem to overlook this, but there is this thing about managers and the influence they have on players. And the kind of systems and structures that they set up around the team and the kind of influence he also has on the players. So there are so many factors coupled with his own set of issues with the Black Stars. So generally, the mindset hasn't been that, I mean, hasn't been there for him
same
to
as
be
what we
able
saw.
to. Exactly. So I would want to think that, I mean, I won't shy away from the personal responsibility of the player doing what is necessary to be able to, I mean, put his form up there. But I would also want to look at the factors. That's why I am situating the Kudus conversation within the context of the teams that he plays for. I mean, the Black Stars, which isn't in a good place, West Ham, which isn't in a good place, definitely will have a toll on you. And he's still a young player trying to, and you wouldn't have that up seasons as a player. There are times where, I mean, there's a bit of a plateau or there's a bit of a decline, and that's where he is at the moment. So that's how generally I would look at the Kudus situation,
Well, I think there's some more games to play before the season ends. So just 3 goals this season, 22 appearances in the league, but 25 in all competitions. So maybe you want to look at the Carabao Cup and then the FA Cup. But talk to me. This season he's worked under 3 managers, right?
No,
this
is 2.
So
Lopetegui and Graham Potter.
But there was a stopgap.
So if I want to look at that, just talk to me about the managerial change. Kwame highlights that. But just you would want to delve deeper because you did some
they report
on him. Just talk to me about that briefly.
The managerial changes have been quite many when it comes to Mohammed Kudus because between the time he left Northern to this present moment, he's had, 7 managers? And he's not even played 7 seasons. And so that's a lot of changes. Personality-wise, dealing with the coach on the personal level. and also tactics. Because every coach has his style. I mean, we know the general format of how football is supposed to be played. We know the general formations. Various variations come with it. But it's the way coaches or managers love to deploy their players to play in various roles within those formations, within those tactical setups or schemes. And so that's a lot of changes that he has to deal with, coupled with the fact that he is a player who is so good, so versatile that you can't really pinpoint his exact position.
Because, not to cut you, I've seen him, okay, let me say, is it 3 positions? In the last few games, even for West Ham United, we've seen him play up top with Jared Bowen. Someone falls, playing like a number 9 sort of.
Yeah, we've seen him play as a false 9.
Yeah.
We've seen him split the striker's position or role with Jared Bowen. So it was more like 2 on 9.5 players, or 2 number 10s who are playing that role. We've seen him play on the left, we've seen him play on the right, we've seen him play in that hole behind the striker, we've seen him play a little bit deeper. So it's very difficult to pinpoint where exactly he excels, because he's so versatile and so talented that he can play across multiple positions and can play multiple roles. So even he as a player, he's not really formed, I would say, a specific identity more or less. So for himself, so on a personal level, there's that. Then the managerial changes. If you've played 5 seasons and you've had 7 managers, that's a lot of managers.
It will get you some way
for you to adapt to, and that is just on the club side.
Yeah.
The 7 is just the 7 is just,
don't get
on the club side. So when you bring in the Black Stars, you had like 4 more. And because he played, I think 1 or 2 games under James Kwesi Appiah. He played under Sike Akono. He played under Milovan Rajevac. He played under Chris Hughton. And now he's played under Otuado. So if you add it up, that's a lot of managers. So I think it's just too much. And on top of that, third point, you have to look at expectations. There's a reason why Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi are considered the GOATs, because they set the expectation bar so high. And for some strange reason, they kept on
every season.
They kept on either matching it or breaking it and setting the bar even higher. And they did it for like a decade. Cristiano Ronaldo is still doing it at a high clip. Messi not so much on a high clip, but you pretty much get the point. And they are so good. And so for Kudus to do what he did last year, perhaps even improve on it, it was always going to be tough. And we are seeing it that greatness is not easy. And these young ones are seeing it. Chelsea is experiencing that with Cole Palmer. Mohammed Kudus is also experiencing it. So it just tells you how difficult it is to be that good and be consistent with it. So for Kudus, I think it's a learning process. It's really a learning process. And per the way he is talented, I think he's an A kind of talent. I think per the way he's talented, he will be able to come good because he's just that good. It's very difficult to see him continue down this road.
We'll get into the upcoming fixtures for the weekend, week 28. But just a quick one. This is off what we are discussing today. Your top 3 Ghanaian players in the Premier League who have performed this. Top 3, just quick one.
It's quite easy. Number 1, Semenyo. I think he's been good. Who else is available? I know there is Kudus, there is
Tariq
Lamptey.
Oh, Jordan is there.
Jordan. I know there is Jordan. But he's not having, like his team himself, they are not having a good season. Tariq Lamptey. So I'll just place Kudus and then probably bring Tariq Lamptey in there. So
Semenyo, Kudus, Tariq.
Semenyo, Tariq Lamptey, Kudus.
Okay, great, fair. I don't know what you think.